y'all, welcome back to your girl's channel. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had a thought that comes into your brain and you're like, where in the world did that come from? It's often distressing in nature. It's often unwanted in your brain, and you're left wondering, what in the world? Why am I even thinking this? That is the definition of an intrusive thought. Today, I want to talk a little bit about what intrusive thoughts are, who tends to struggle with intrusive thoughts, as well as why intrusive thoughts are really hard for people who struggle with the OCD cycle. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe because I don't want you to miss a video. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. So let's talk about what intrusive thoughts are. Intrusive thoughts are unwanted and unexpected thoughts or images that pop into your brain that are often distressing in nature. Keyword here, unwanted. If you think about an intruder, they come into your house and they're unwanted in that space. Well, same with an intrusive thought. It pops into your brain and it's unwanted in that space because it is sometimes distressing to you. Intrusive thoughts can vary from individual to individual. It depends on what you find scary and what you're afraid of. So this can be anything from germs, infections, or other kinds of contamination. A thought might pop into your brain, oh my goodness, what if I was infected with this disease because I touched this toilet seat? They can be aggressive in nature. You could have a thought of wanting to strangle a pet. They could be sexual in nature. A thought might be, oh my goodness, I'm attracted to the same sex. It could be an unwanted sexual thought about a person or maybe even something else. It could be a thought around religion. So these thoughts might include, what if I don't have enough faith? What if I go to hell? How do I know that I'm saved? Or maybe even, does God actually exist if you're a Christian? These thoughts might focus on past mistakes. You might keep thinking about and replaying what you've done in specific situations. Like, why did this person give me this look? Or why did this person say this? Or why did I say this? This is not the entirety of all intrusive thoughts. An intrusive thought is not an active thought, meaning I'm not actively thinking about the subject matter where I can control it. An intrusive thought truly just pops into your head and you're like, whoa, where in the world is this coming from? Now let's talk about who tends to struggle with intrusive thoughts. Surprisingly enough, almost everyone struggles with intrusive thoughts. According to NBC News, in a study in 2013, more than 94% of people have unwanted intrusive thoughts or intrusive images. Yo, that's insane! Almost everybody struggles with intrusive thoughts. Now, the general population that struggles with intrusive thoughts are able to just take the thought, not assign meaning to it. So you might have a thought about hurting an animal, and the normal person is like, oh, that's weird. I don't know why I would think about that. And they move throughout their daily life like nothing happened. They are able to not assign any meaning to intrusive thoughts. Now, this is where somebody who struggles with OCD, like myself, gets into a little bit of a sticky situation. The person with OCD assigns meaning to the thought, meaning, let's stick with the example. Let's say I want to hurt my animal, my dog, my pet. If I take that intrusive thought and I try to figure it out, I think that it might mean something. I think that it might mean that I'm a bad person or actually want to hurt my pet. You see how this can be super distressing for a person if they actually assign meaning to an intrusive thought. It's similar to a Chinese finger trap. I'm sure you guys have seen the Chinese finger traps where you put your fingers in, and the more you try to pull out, the tighter it becomes around your finger. But the way to get out of a Chinese finger trap is to just slowly bring your fingers out. Same with a thought. If you try to fight the thought and say, no, I'm not thinking this, no, I'm not thinking this, and you're afraid of it, it tends to stick. And like in a Chinese finger trap, if you're able to just assign the thought for what it is, an intrusive thought, and slowly let it release, well, then it won't be so hard to get over, to get that thought to release. So, more of the story here is every single person, whether you have a mental illness or not, you struggle with intrusive thoughts. But hopefully you can better understand that a person with OCD assigns too much value and meaning to the thought, and that's why the thought sticks in the first place. In the next video, I want to talk about how to discern an intrusive thought from hearing God's voice. We know as Christians that God can actually speak. He can speak through images. He can speak through thoughts. And so how to discern what an intrusive thought is compared to what God is speaking to you. Just let those intrusive thoughts go, baby, because they're truly intruders in your brain. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.